Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Blunt Talk Podcast. First of fucking all, how are y'all fucking doing? Okay, I am back with another banger. Okay, last week I dropped the episode with Key out of Houston. Hopefully, you guys have been running that up. That was a great first interview of 2026. As y'all know, I have been working on the radio show. You can catch me every Wednesday at 8 p.m. on Ignomatic Radio. Okay. And right now, I'm trying to figure out whether I need to go live on my Facebook, my YouTube, or my TikTok. So, how about you? Drop your comments below where you want to see me live for the radio show every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Now, I said I'm back with another banger. I have a review to do. If you follow me on my Instagram page, you already know it's _Blunt Talk Podcast, and y'all know, and y'all probably have seen part 1.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Ramsey reporting live with another review. You already know, I want to be Blunt Talk if I didn't have a special snack. Do you see this caramel brownie? Look at the thickness of it all. Okay, get into it. Now here's my big back ass excited to take a damn bite. And I already took a bite low key. Don't judge me, but look at this. Yup. Ooh, she needs some milk. She hungry. Big bag, big bag. No, that's me showing y'all the before. Yup, and it's tea. Clock it. Okay, so off the bat, that is dangerous because it doesn't even taste like special flour. It literally tastes like a brownie. Now, it was 11:23 when I first did it. So I'm gonna come back and let y'all know like how long it took to onset. For reference, it's 11:26 right now. I ate it at 11:23. I'll be back. And don't come for me with how I look when I come back. Okay. I don't know. Excuse me. I don't know if I'll be able to. You see the material. Come back looking like this. But stay tuned because this is a real-time review. And don't forget, by the end of this, you might gotta shop at Joint Decisions. I'll be back. I think I feel it in my eye. I don't know. I told you, I don't know how I'm about to come back on this screen. For reference, it's 7:51 in the morning. And yeah, so that was the best special treat I ever had in my life. Clearly, I fell asleep by an accident. It tastes amazing. It set in, and I know it set in because it felt like I slept a million years. My dream was amazing. I didn't really move in my sleep. Clearly, the face is still on, which is insane. Yes, go ahead and shop with Joint Decisions. I'm gonna do like a part 2 so that we could definitely get our times down. Okay, so I still have half of the brownie. I'm going to do a part 2. That way I could give y'all a better reaction, if you will. But for my part 1, it was great. It was amazing. So stay tuned for part 2. I'll be back. Bye.
Well, this is part 2. Okay. So, this is the Cinnamon Toast Crunch brownie, Rice Krispie, if you will. And it is from Joint Decisions. Okay. Shout out to Joint Decisions. Part 1, I tried the caramel brownie. You see how that went. And for part 2, we're going to try that Cinnamon Toast Crunch Rice Krispie. Okay. So before I dive in to like all the topics, I'm going to eat this really quickly. Okay. I'm going to try not to mess up my lip because get into the face. Face card ain't never declined, baby. Okay. So hold on. I'm about to eat this real quick. This is so good. Super sweet. So good. I actually heated mine up a little bit because I wanted it a little bit warm. And I also wanted to activate the THC a lot faster. Please bear with me. Second bite. Now, the owner hit me up and was like, don't eat all of it at one time. You're going to suffer. But because I'm talking to y'all and I want y'all to see the effects, I'm going to eat the whole thing. I'm going to eat the whole thing. I'm going to eat the whole thing. So I got about 2 more bites. Bear with me, y'all. Now, with the caramel brownie from part 1, baby, I fell asleep before I could even finish the review. Like, I took a half a bite, I was scrolling on TikTok, and then I wasn't. And then I just woke up. And I was like, just like that. I'll insert the clip because I was knocked out. And I was so ready to do a review for you all that day. But just gonna have to do. Okay? Remember, 2 more bites. This is my 3rd bite. Hold up. This is just what I needed. Something sweet. Okay. Get into it. Ah! It is so sticky. Please don't judge how I'm eating. What if I have an anxiety attack because I feel like I ate all of it and I'm genuinely scared? Please. Okay. Okay. One more bite. I'm doing it for y'all. Okay, y'all. So, as y'all saw, my big back ass just tore down that whole entire Cinnamon Toast Crunch Rice Krispie. It was super good. Again, the company is Joint Decisions. They are out of Connecticut and they do ship. So tap in. I'll be sure to leave all their information in the bio. Now, it's just time to see how long it takes to set, okay? Fun fact, I used to work in cannabis. Typically, how to onset THC when you're like eating an edible, because people are under the guise that edibles don't work. No, babe, you're just not eating them right. You typically have to eat something fatty first, and then you eat your edible. That way it sticks to the fat cells and it disperses the THC amongst your body. That way you feel the effects. So those of y'all who are like, I hate edibles, edibles are not good, I'm not going to waste my time. Make sure that you are, eating the right things first. That way your body's not eating the edible like food and discarding the waste. You eat a meal that is fatty, then you eat your edible, then it will be onset. Now, for reference, it is 9:12. We're going to see if this thing ever activates. At any point in the video that you think this edible activates, drop it down in the comments, timestamp it, because I would love to go back and review. I'm not going to know because I'm going to be chopping up with y'all, okay? All right. So, what has been going on? Nothing. Okay? Same shit, different day. Working, and that is it. I have had some great episodes on the radio show, and obviously the last 2 episodes have been a hit. Check the views, baby. We're going up. Okay? Now, for this episode today, we have a lot to unpack. There is so much that I want to touch base on. Some serious, some silly, some kiki, some for shits and giggles, but I definitely do want to touch base on a lot of things. Okay? Because people have been cutting up on social media. Now, the first thing that I want to talk about is sort of kind of like a question of the day. And this is stemming on our viewers topic from the last episode when we interviewed Key. Remember, the listener topic was dating roles, men wanting more of the princess treatment, and not wanting or knowing how to step up as a man. Well, we're going to dive deep here, babe. So I was scrolling on Instagram, good old Instagram. I'm scrolling on Instagram and there's a video that came up and I'll pop it up right here for y'all to see.
26. Can a man be soft and say, I want to be pampered too and still be the head of household? Or does drizzle mean you've officially handled over the keys?
Who gonna be the boys? Who gonna be the boys at this point? Y'all want to get flowers on dates and y'all want us to, what is drizzle?
I don't know nothing about that. I've never said that in my life until then.
Come on, somebody. You know what? I'm actually not even mad at this because I feel like a lot of, and let me clarify. I'm not talking to the kings who handle their business and run households and provide and protect. I'm not talking to you. But there's a lot of men out here who have already handed over the keys. It just wasn't a name for it. So now we have a title and we're going to start saying, ladies, he's in his soft man era. And if he's in his soft man era, you need to run. Period.
Well, Kiki, I will say this. I will say this. I'm definitely not with the drizzle. You don't have to give me no flowers or nothing. But this may be a backlash from the era of the generation of women who have been taking advantage of men and only dating them for meals. Only want them to, you got to pay a bill before you take me out. You got to get my hair done. You're going to pay for my babysitter if you go out. And those guys felt taken advantage of. Maybe they saw that and was like, well, what's she doing for me? Because it might be an effect from that.
Well, fellas, this is not the way.
The ATM era.
This ain't the way.
This ain't it. I don't believe
this is not the way you get your power back. Okay,
no, it's not. But there's, forever cause. It is, a reaction that, some things happen. Yeah. Things happen. I mean, I would never do it, but I mean, you imagine if you just started dating and you in your 20s. And you hear and you see it on social media, because social media is completely a part of your life. And then you see women saying, you got to give me a babysitter. You got to pay for my time. You was with me when I interviewed an artist that said, if you ain't paying for my time, then why would I even go out with you? And I just held my tongue. It's a little escorty out here.
Oh, I'm sure it is. But, you got to decipher who's worth your money and time and who's not. And I just think if we set this example, I mean, what are we really doing? But I want to make sure this is a safe space for all of the roomies and even you guys. Let's just be honest. Do y'all really want us to drizzle on y'all?
No,
y'all
I don't never want to be drizzled.
Judge y'all.
I ain't never wanted to be drizzled.
Well, hold on.
And don't ever drizzle. Hold on now. Hold on. Now I kind of who gonna drizzle on me?
Hold on now.
Like Kiki,
champ. Depends
on what we talk about.
Depends on what we talk about.
Y'all just tell me the truth, y'all. Do y'all want to be in y'all soft man era? Roomies, let us know. Be honest. Just go ahead.
I don't.
I'm in my firm man era whenever a woman around.
I don't want to be in my soft man era, but I would like to be in my French Montana era.
Oh, okay.
If a nice young.
Now, this is coming from Healed Randy. I know this is different because Healed Randy, what? You're not going to pop your ish? No, I'm going to pop my ish. But I'm going to keep it really cute and demure. So, first things first. I popped all the honey, bunny, Playboy bunnies, girls want money. Is that the lyrics? I don't know. Anyway, first thing first. I don't like the term soft man era. I don't even like the term soft girl era. And that's because soft girl era, to me, equates living in your divine femininity, where soft man era is like, how do you be a soft man? That's literally what it boils down to. Soft does not always equate to pause. Flag on a play. It's 9:15. I think I feel it. I think I feel it. I think I feel it in my eyes. But remember, I heated mine up to like the THC. I definitely probably feel it because why the fuck would I just make that noise? Anyway, back to the topic. I don't know how you can equate manlyhood with soft. Like, yes, you don't have to be so rough around the edges. You don't have to be so hardcore. You could be very mindful about how you treat your significant other. You could be very mindful about how you treat yourself. Are we equating to soft man era as a man who takes care of himself, like manicures, facials, massages, dress nice, haircut, creme de la creme? Or are we literally talking about soft girl era but in man form? And again, I am so very confused because, you know, when the video was playing, the lady asked, who's going to be the girls? And that's a very valid question, because who is going to be the girls if we're having a soft man era talk? I'm not saying you can't have a peace of mind and be mentally at peace, but I mean, putting soft man era is kind of crazy. It's like, why do y'all want everything that the girls have? Nobody was saying soft man era, soft girl era before TikTok and people showing how they're basking in their divine femininity, however that looks like for them. But for a man to ask that question is kind of insane. But then that leads to, like I said last week, where men were fighting about shoveling. They were like, I'm not going to shovel this girl out. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. Like, I don't know what the fuck this is about. I don't know. I don't know. But my answer to the question is, it's okay to be in your masculinity. It is okay to have a peace of mind. It is okay to be peaceful. It is okay to be soft with your girl. It is okay to sometimes want to be the little spoon. It is okay to care about how you look, how you dress. All that's okay. I'm just not going to equate that to soft men era. That just doesn't make any sense to me, because men are the providers. Yeah, we're in an equality state right now, so women can also be the providers, but 9 times out of 10, a man wants to feel needed and like he is a provider, and I just don't see that equating to soft man era. Any men, please drop below in the comments how you interpret soft man era. Are we equating it to when a man called himself a basic bitch last week, or is there another way to look at this? Okay, that's 1. 2, for shits and giggles, the girls were fighting. And I wanted to talk about this last week, but I was down bad, babe. I had a 4-day migraine episode where I literally had to call out of work because I couldn't even look at the light, the computer. I couldn't do shit. All I could do was take Excedrin and go to bed. Okay? So I want to talk about this, and we're going to talk about it. So act like you're surprised. The girls were fighting. Jada done went on TikTok, confirmed a fucking comment talking about Ari slept with her baby daddy. For those of y'all don't know, baby daddy is little baby. Okay. And she basically was like, the comment was like, are the rumors true about Ari and little baby? And she goes, them rumors been true. Them rumors been true. And of course, the whole internet stopped. They were like, Ari little baby, what the fuck? Like, what are we talking about? So, you know, people in their parasocial relationships, they went on to not harass Ari, but sort of kind of like, are you finna answer? Are you finna answer? Ari, I know you seen that. What is this girl talking about? And so Ari was like, I'm about to address her on Twitch. Now, y'all know I'm nosy. Okay. So did I wait for the whole hour that she said that she was going to start Twitch? I did. And it was a Sunday. So I paused baddies to see what the tea was about. Did she address anything? No. Was I boo-boo the fool and watched the whole thing? Yep. She didn't address nothing. She didn't even put an inkling to it. No, what she did say was, it's my program. I'm going to address it when I want to address it. Okay, big mama. Okay. That's what I get for being nosy. So I just thought that was funny because the questions that I have, I watched the Impact. So is that why they were acting weird during the Impact? Is that why the girls are like friends, but not friends, but like friendly? Honey, I don't know. Did my nosy ass wish that she fucking addressed it? I did. But then at the same time, if we're being serious, she's dating Moneybag. So like, why would she address that? Like, even if that's just something that happened before him, why would she address that? Like, it's literally none of our business, but it is our business. at the same time because I really wanted to know. Whew, man, I would love to be a fly on the wall in that group chat. Now, on a real serious note, I came across this really, really, really interesting post on Instagram. I didn't know how I wanted to say it. And it's about millennial parents. And I'm going to read you some of the things. Not with that music. So one of the things it says is, parenting today happens under weight, higher living costs, less family support, longer work hours, constant digital noise. There is no pause button anymore, only endurance. Previous generations raised kids in villages. Millennials raised them in apartments, cars, and group chats. Fewer grandparents nearby, fewer neighbors, fewer safety nets, more responsibility carried alone. The pressure gets mislabeled as weakness, as overthinking, as parents these days, but the struggle isn't apathy, but the struggle isn't apathy, it's overload. Despite everything, millennial parents spend more time than their children. Let me go back. Sorry. Despite everything, millennial parents spend more time with their children than any generation before. Not just proximity, presence, talking, playing, listening, and showing up. A child's nervous system doesn't need perfection. It needs attunement, eye contact, responsiveness, emotional availability. Presence regulates stress better than any parenting hack ever could. Pressure has increased and so has care. The world is louder, faster, harsher, but parents are more emotionally involved than before. More awareness, more intention, and more showing up. Many parenting struggles aren't personal failures, they're environmental. Children are being raised in symptoms. It is working. It is working. I don't know how to read, y'all. Bear with me. Children are being raised in systems the human's nervous system never evolved for. So parents strain to compensate with presence. Millennial parents aren't failing. They're parenting against gravity. In a world that demands more, they're giving more. Not loudly, not perfectly, but consistently. History may remember this generation as exhausted, but children will remember something else, that even in the hardest era, their parents were there. For parents, though, they're realizing the system isn't going to get lighter, bills won't shrink, schedules won't slow down, support won't magically appear. So the question becomes, how do you stay present while also creating breathing room? Now, I wanted to touch upon this because lately I have been I don't want to say sad, because I haven't been sad. As y'all know, and if y'all are new here, I am a mama of two, a big mama, 2 kids. Anyway, I'm a mom of 2, and I predominantly only have one parent. I lost my mom back in 2008. And so I have one parent. We're just going to leave it at that. What I just read was talking about how we are raising our kids with basically a lack of a village. And I just want to speak upon that, because just for me personally, I don't have a village. I don't have people that I could call and say, oh, just give me a break. I don't have people that will just call me and say, hey, get my babies ready. I'm coming to pick them up. I have never experienced just get the kids ready. I'm coming to pick them up. My kids ask, and their asks are unheard or unacknowledged, not acknowledged. My kids will say, hey, I want to sleep over at my pop-pop's house. And the pop-pop will say, not right now. The first excuse was when your son can use the bathroom and talk. My son is in school. He's potty trained, pee pee poo poo. He talks really well. He may talk about what he's watching on his tablet or talk about things that are happening in the house, like Fish, the dog, but my son talks. Has anything happened? No. And I used to sit in my room and be like, oh my God, like it takes a village. I remember I was told so many times it takes a village to raise a baby. And like, I just don't have a village. My village actually is miles away. And I would have to make the decision on to move or to stay here. So it's crazy reading that because just as a mom, you know, going through motherhood without having her mom, really just going through motherhood without having anyone. I'm literally winging this shit. Okay. That's why I'm a guarded mama. But like, I miss the whole going over your grandparents' house, sleeping over. I miss that bond that I had. Like, I was so blessed to grow up with my family. I had my cousins, and we were always over at my aunt's house every other weekend, or they were over at my house, or I was going over here, over there. I was taking trips to Connecticut during the summertime, spending time with my village out there. I would go to New Jersey and spend time with my village up there. I was just all around my family. And I knew that I didn't just have my mom. And now it's my kids will never experience that. My kids will never know the joys of going over their grandparents' house and not wanting to leave all weekend because they're with their grandparents. And it's not because I don't have it. It's because people simply don't want to do it. We're in a space right now where I would love to buy a house. I'm not in the predicament to buy a house, and it's not the time to buy a house. This market is crazy. Living expenses is just so much money. Groceries, day to day is just so expensive. And it's like we still have to find a way to make it work. And I'm just so blessed that I figure it out. I'm so blessed that I have a partner that helps me figure it out, because without my partner, I would be a single mom, barely getting assistance, okay? But I just find it very funny how people are saying, you know, parents these days are making their kids soft. And it's like, no, we're not making our kids soft, is we're here for them. I'm teaching my kids how to go through their emotions. Like, you're mad? Okay, why are you mad? Let's vocalize this. Everybody gets mad. So who am I to ostracize you or make you feel less than when you're mad? I don't know. I just wanted to read that to you guys, because if you're a millennial parent and you think you're literally going fucking crazy, sister, you're not going crazy. Like, it's literally like, it's stressful times. Now, also, I want to give like a PSA. Just so you know, after childbirth, a woman needs 6 months for internal healing, 12 months for physical recovery, 2 years for hormonal and brain restoration, and up to 5 years to reclaim identity. And I am a walking testimony to that. Okay. When I mean to tell you, I had a C-section. So I had 2 C-sections. So I had to definitely heal internally. I had a fucking scar. Like, oh my God, that was pressed on my stomach. 12 months, I started to feel back to normal a little bit, like my body back to normal. Like, I could eat the things that I wanted to eat. I wasn't feeling that musty smell, because you know, when you're a mom and you're breastfeeding, you be feeling like your stench is just like, I'm not stinky, but I don't smell like myself. You know what I mean? And that's also to help the kid find you when they need to breastfeed. The 2 years to restore your hormonal and brain, that is very true, because I felt like I was going crazy. I was quite literally living in a daze. Like, I don't remember my kid's newborn stage at all, because it was just, I don't know. It was just a stage. Like, I just had to do it. Like, I just had to push through. Like, no matter how tired I was, I had to push through. And I was still learning my son. And then I had to learn this new baby. And I'm like, who the fuck are y'all? Okay. And kids are always changing. And then for that 5 years to reclaim identity is so true, because once my son hit 5, that's when I started to record again. Like, I finally felt like myself. Like, I felt like the baddest. I felt like I was ready to take on the world. And that was because I finally felt like myself. I was able to actually take, you know, time for myself and go do things for myself. I wasn't just so baby. So I wanted to share that with you. And that was parent talk. because parent talk is so important. As you see, we're going through this alone. I want to start a little group for moms to just come through and shoot the shit. If you're having a terrible day, I want y'all to be able to feel like you have a community where you can just be like, I'm having a terrible day. I want to fucking sit down. Like, I don't want to do anything. Like, I want to bed rot. Or I had a good day. I did this. I want to create a community for millennial parents for us to have that support for one another. And who knows, maybe some friendships will emerge from it. Stay tuned for that. Let's talk about some Netflix watches, okay? So I don't know if y'all seen, but fine ass Ben Affleck is on Netflix. The movie was cute. It was called Rip. It wasn't too bad. It's action, very cute. I would definitely recommend watching it. It's with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. It was basically about some kind of corrupt police department. You're trying to figure out who is the corrupt one. So at first you were sort of kind of like, what is going on here? Like, is this real life? But then after a while, the tea started to hit, baby. Okay. So I definitely recommend watching that. Now for my girls, y'all know Bridgerton dropped 129. I'm not finna hold you, Shonda Rhimes. I got an attitude with your whole ass. You know why I got an attitude with your whole ass? Because why the fuck would he asking that last question? So I don't want to spoil it for y'all who have not watched it, but Shonda Rhimes dropped Bridgerton season 4. It is with Benedict Bridgerton. That is who we're on right now for the love story. And let me tell you something, he is pissing me the fuck off. Like, I want to shake my face. He's making me so mad. Did I watch the episodes like back to back to boom, boom, boom? Yes, I did. I finished them not on the exact day, but on like 131 I finished it. And now I'm just waiting until 226 for part 2 of season 4. I will say the story is real familiar. All I'm going to say is shout out to Facebook for making this correlation for me, but it's definitely giving Cinderella vibes, and I'm definitely getting fucking mad. Like, I'm getting so mad. Like, in part 2, if that girl don't figure out her worth and figure out her worth quick, I'm writing hate mail. Yes, the fuck I am. Because I had enough. Of the fuckery. So yeah, I want y'all to go check out Rip. And if you did watch Rip, drop in the comments how you feel about it, 1 to 10. I'm going to give it an 8.5. And then Bridgerton, I need y'all to drop y'all reviews. If y'all fucking with the season, if y'all feel what he last asked the girl, like, what is tea? If you like it, let me know. We also have to figure out how long it's going to take for this girl to figure out her word for real, because that stepmother can get it. Like, I had enough. Just so you know, it's 9:34, and I definitely feel the edible is behind my eyes. Check out Joint Decisions. Anyways, the next thing I want to talk about, I told you, we're stacked and packed and racked and backed. Okay. The next thing that I want to talk about for sure is Bow Wow. Bow Wow recently did an interview where he talked about the state of music, and I thought it was very on brand.
They ain't making good music. It's simple. Ain't nobody making nothing timeless. Ain't nobody making music that makes the ladies cry or feel some type of way when they put it on. You ain't like, it's a lot of right now music. You know what I'm saying? Even the biggest records, it's big, but you know, let's see what it's gonna be at the finish line though.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can look in 5. You gonna care about this record 8 years from now? You might be like, I know, because it's gonna change. Music gonna change, but if you make that music that is timeless and you write it right and it lasts forever, you gonna be here. Like, it's a difference. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what we miss. We missing substance. We missing. That's why we feel good when certain rappers drop. It's almost like therapy, or like, you know, you just been healed from something. It's like, oh my God, thank God he's coming out. I got tired of hearing it. Finally got something I can just ride to and dissect and listen.
I'm not gonna lie, I felt that sentiment. And I felt that sentiment because a lot of the music is right now music. Like, you have to literally go searching for the music that brings your soul back. So far, in 2025, the only song that made me cry was Folded. I don't know if I was going through something emotional. I don't know if my lady business was coming. I do know that Folded did make me cry when I first heard it and when I sung it, like, well, on my heart. Now, there is an artist, a newer artist, an upcoming artist, and it's actually who I interviewed last episode, Key. She has a song, and it is called Chemistry. That song is beautiful. It definitely made me feel something. But predominantly, yes, this music is not timeless. Like, think about Niggas in Paris. Think about Watch the Throne. Think about Frank Ocean. Think about Destiny Child. Think about how all the 90s R&B music that we used to listen to, or that we still listen to, because I know I still listen to R&B music. So that 90s R&B music is in fact timeless. Like, my parents were listening to that music, and now I'm listening to that music and putting my kids onto that music. Even some music from in the 80s, very timeless. I don't know what happened. I don't know. I know exactly what happened. My hypothesis is that TikTok came around and people wanted to be viral and people wanted to have their sound used on a lot of videos. So I feel like because of the yearning of being viral, I feel like the music quality did go down. I feel like also there's so much of it. Like, we really don't have to wait for much. We don't have to wait for our special artists to drop, because sometimes, they're dropping so much. So I feel like we missed the time to fully digest the music. Like, we an album comes out, we listen to it, and then our favorite artist next week is coming out with a new album, or they're dropping a deluxe album of that album. And it's like, we don't have time to fully sit and digest the music. So I feel like that's why it's not timeless. I feel like that's why a lot of people gravitate towards the older music, because it makes you feel something. Boys to Men had people in the rain with the boom boxes. Okay. Sammy had people feeling some type of way. Soulja Boy had us feeling some type of way. Like, and it's just not that. The only other artist that I would say had me feeling some type of way was Summer Walker. And it's not even with her most recent album, because I'm still digesting that. It was with her Over It album, where I was like, okay. And like, it made me feel so much that now I don't want to listen to it. Another honorable mention is Sydney Renee. Sydney Renee dropped her latest album, or dropped her latest EP, I want to say 2024. Let's see here. I'm going to pull it up. Sydney Renee. Oh, she dropped a new song. Okay. Why Do You Hate Me by Sydney Renee is her EP. It dropped in 2024. That is what made me feel something as well. So there are artists that make you feel. You just have to literally find them. Like, it's not going to be no mainstream artist. Like, we have to take it back and literally do the research. And I'm not going to lie, a lot of the up and coming artists that be on TikTok, showing you the process of them writing, aka Key. There's someone else as well that I found. He's UK based as well. They make you feel music, but you have to find it. It's not your mainstream stuff. And I wish people understood that. It's like, there's still good music being made. You just literally have to find it. That is it. But I did want to talk about that, because if artists are feeling like that, the consumer must feel like that. Like, I'm not going to hold you. I don't even download the music anymore. It's so much. Like, so much. I get overwhelmed. Like, there was a point where I used to go and look for the new artist and put it on my phone and listen to it. And it's like, if it comes across my desk, it comes across my desk. But I did want to touch base on that, because that is very, very true. And I just wonder if there's going to be a shift. If you think there's going to be a shift in how music is digested, dropped, everything, drop your comment below because I really want to know. Do you think that people are making timeless music? And if so, drop the artists that you listen to. Put me onto your playlist. Let me know something. Thank you. I wasn't going to talk about this, but I have to talk about this because Cam Newton is a joke. I'm so sick and tired of him. It's not even funny.
We need you to go deeper than that.
Yeah, we're gonna go deeper.
I know me. You know you, okay?
I know me.
And what that mean?
That means if I'm around a woman long enough, I'm going to find something good in her that attracts me.
Okay, and when you're attractive, what then happens? When you're attracted, what then happens?
Sex.
Oh, God damn, Cam. Cam, this is a bigger issue than I thought we had.
So understanding that I know what's to come from a platonic situation, I don't even play. No, I don't do that. Baby, you too fine for me. We're not doing that.
Interesting.
No.
So, okay. If I take the word friendship off of the table, do you have platonic relationships in your life that involve women?
I just told you, I don't have no attractive woman that I'm cool with that I do not have plans on stabbing.
Now, beside Cam pronouncing platonic as platonic, that nigga don't know how to talk, and it's irritating. Like, at this point, he needs to write Webster and put in all his versions of the words because the nigga don't know how to talk. But that's just not the point. And he answered with, he does not have any platonic relationships with good-looking women or women that he finds attractive. If he is a friend to you and he finds you attractive, it's because he wants to stab your guts. And he says there's essentially only one goal to having a platonic friendship relationship with a good-looking woman, and it's sex. And again, he pronounced platonic as platonic. Now, I'm not gonna lie, that sort of it didn't bother me, but I know people who think like that, and it sort of kind of stresses me out. I don't know what I would do without my boy brother, my boyfriend. Never did anything, never wanted to do anything, strictly platonic friendship. And there are times where you need to check in with your homeboy and figure out how to move, especially when you're dealing with men. Or even just having that other male figure that your kids can look up to, play with, talk to. They know that, they're loved by this person. So, like, I never got the whole, if you're a male, you can't have girlfriends. Like, I never got that. I feel like us as people, we need each other. We need males and men. I should say in a non-platonic, well, let me back that. We need men in a platonic way, and men need us in a platonic way. We cannot go through this life just thinking we have it all figured out. Ladies, you don't know how a man thinks, and men, you don't know how to lady thinks. So sometimes you have to pull your friend to the side and say, yo, bro, am I tweaking? Is it me? Am I the drama? And vice versa. And I feel like anyone that can't have platonic friendships has a real life issue, like dick discipline issue. You don't need to fuck everybody that is attractive. The objective is not to fuck everyone that's attractive. Like, it's not that hard. Like, do I have ugly friends? No. But I just don't see my friends in that light. And again, it's very important to have platonic friendships. Like, I grew up around nothing but, like, really boy cousins, for real. Like, yeah, I have an occasional girl cousins and stuff like that I would talk to, but, like, all my ace boon coons, they're my boy cousins. And I feel like it's very important to have those type of relationships because you're seeing life through a different mirror, a different lens, and it helps bridge the gap because sometimes us females think we have it all figured out and we literally fucking don't. So it is definitely a red flag for me with people who cannot have platonic relationships. It's giving like you lack self-control. It's giving creep vibes. Like, I don't know what the fuck that was about, but Cam Newton is a fucking creep. Like, he keeps getting creepier and creepier to me. Like, I don't understand how Jazzy is with that man, but I wanted to share that with y'all. And I want to know how y'all feel. Like, do you feel like platonic relationships with the opposite sex is important? Do you have platonic relationships? And is that a deal breaker? Like, some people, that is such a deal breaker. They're like, oh, if you have male friends, I can't be with you. And it's sort of kind of like, nigga, is you cool? Why do I want to be around females all the time? Just like men. Why do you want to be around men all the time? You don't want to have just a little estrogen in the room? I ain't gonna say it. I was gonna say it, but I'm not. I'm keeping it cute, classy, and demure for the rest of 2026. Wow. There has been like so much that has happened, and I'm gonna have to like condense it all so fucking quick. The last thing that I want to talk about in honor of Black History Month is there's a video I came across on Instagram, and it was of Farrakhan, and he was pointing out and illustrating how white fear plays a part in their guilty conscience.
Race to be equal to anyone. Listening to you, you are so prejudiced. I just can't believe it. I am shocked. You're scaring me.
I think we hear violence.
I'm so scared to go out in the world next year because I was never a prejudiced person until I'm listening to you. It's really scary hearing what you're saying. I'm very scared.
White people fearing, what will the black folks do and stuff. We should be running down the street screaming, ramping, and raving, because when you look at the statistics, who is the one dying? From the policemen, from the KKK, from the skinheads. What is he saying that you have a problem with? And why is it when a black man stands up to speak for his people and other people stand up to speak for their people, there's no problem with it? But you're saying he said black, he said Jew. When people talk, they talk like that. But why is it when a black man stands up to speak for his people, you feel so threatened, everybody's paranoid? And you talk about it's not segregation. We live in Harlem, we live in Watts, we live in Bedford-Stuyvesant. That's a form of segregation. We walk through Bensonhurst, we get killed. So what are you talking about?
The young lady said she's afraid of violence. And isn't it sad that we who have been the victims of so much violence, now whites fear violence from us? We do not have a history of killing white people. White people have a history of killing us. See? And what you fear, may I say this, sir? What you fear, and it's a deep guilt thing that white folks suffer. You are afraid that if we ever come to power, we will do to you and your fathers what you and your people have done to us. And I think you are judging us by the state of your own mind, and that is not necessarily the mind of black people.
After watching that clip, I do agree, low key. So if you skipped over the clip because you're a hoe, basically Farrakhan had people have like an open discussion where you heard from Caucasian people and you heard from black people. And in the end, he was basically like, white fear is due to the guilty conscience of how you treated blacks and the violence used against us. Because you're scared that once we become powerful, once we become the majority and not the minority, that we're going to treat you how you treated us. Baby, that was a word. And I love that because it definitely is. If you have shown hatred towards people for so long, you would literally expect for them to return that favor. And like, I'm gonna be real, just speaking from my experience, I have never wanted to hate anyone. Like, I have never disliked anybody because of their skin color. I hated the ignorance that people carried. I hated the way people carried the ignorance that they learned that was passed down. And I hated how people refuse to learn the right way. Example, this girl on TikTok was born in a MAGA family, hell-bent on Trump. And there was certain comments that she made. And she did have a black friend. And instead of her black friend turning to hatred and shunning her, her black friend taught her what that really meant. And that let the girl decide how she wants to continue to live. And now she's not really close to her family because she realized that they are embedded in hate and racism. And that's how she wants to carry her life, because she realized that we're all people. Now, when it comes to the racism that I experienced, is people just have a fucked up connotation of it. People, I was actually told in college, Westfield State, hate y'all hoes, but when I was in college, I was told I would never make it out the hood and I would always be on food stamps. Didn't live in the hood, wasn't on food stamps. And instead of getting mad, I was sort of kind of like, no, babe, let's school you. Let's pull up the statistics to see exactly how many African Americans are on SNAP and how many Caucasians are on SNAP. You know what I mean? Like, and once I pointed that out, he got real hush hush. Now, I wasn't mad, but I was offended because I don't understand why people are under the connotation that black people are lazy and trying to live off the government. When you look on that list and you see exactly who was using the government. So I completely see how their fear is basically their fear of how we are going to react. Now, the new thing is, call me conspiracy theorist, I don't give a damn. But the new thing is the abortion. Now, if you're really smart and if you really sit back and think about it, they were scared that they would become the minority. And so they revised the abortion plan so that they can stay the majority. When in all actuality, they are the minority, babe. We're just too dumb to see it. And so you have people who are spewing hatred out of fear of what happens when they become the lesser than. And that's how it always been. That's why I love looking at the stories on TikTok of the people grabbing their purse when the white people walk by and they're like they're gonna steal something. Reverse psychology. I love it because now you know how we feel. We don't want nothing in that crusty motherfucking Bear Bradley bitch. Like, we was just out here getting it. Like, me personally, I love a good lock the door while someone walk by. Anybody. I don't give a fuck the fucking race. I'm locking my door. Okay? Because white people steal too. But I just love that video so much because it put a different perspective. That is even a thing. And you know, when people do act out of fear, they do get very mean. It's like anxiety driven. Like, I would be scared too if I was once the majority and now I'm going to be the minority. Like, I would fucking hate it. Like, how do I even digest that? You know? I'm just happy that video happened. I'm happy I seen it during Black History Month. Because it is very important for them to understand that although you treat us with so much hatred, we still invite y'all to the cookouts. Y'all do one single dance with some rhythm behind it, and we like, come to the cookout. Just don't bring the potato salad. And we don't get that same thing back. So I feel like this video put it in perspective for me, where Let them act out of fear, but you keep being you. Like, you keep treating people with respect. Like, you can't combat ignorance with ignorance. You have to combat ignorance with the opposite. And then the opposite for us, it would be being nice. Like, not overly nice or overly doing it, but we don't need to feed into that. Like, we never operated out of violence, so we don't need to resort to violence. Don't get it twisted though. If shit gets sticky, I got the blicky. Bars. Just joking. But like, if needed, like, yeah, we can act like that. For instance, the Montgomery Bowl. The biggest incident that happened that I still live for. They needed that. They needed that. And they got that. But we don't have to always do that. And I think that's like what's so important. So continue to let these people act out of fear. Continue to allow these people to be ignorant. You combat ignorance with education. This thing is definitely working. It's definitely working. But yeah, you combat ignorance with education. You combat fear with comfort. Like, you may be scared, but I'm not going to give you a reason to be scared. Like, I'm not. Like, I will never forget, I worked at Best Buy during the height of the police shootings and everything. And this is when I was a natural girl. So I had like an afro puff. Sometimes my afro, like, I was just real natural. And I'll never forget, a white man came up to me and was like, you know, I was helping him. I was just doing my job. You know, something I get paid to do. And he was like, can I ask you a question? Why are you being so nice to me when there's people that are literally dying? And I was literally like, sir, one, this is my paycheck. And two, are you the cops down south shooting everybody? And he was like, no. I said, so what would behoove me to be rude to you? And you're not doing those harsh acts. It doesn't move me. I'm not going to make an example out of you. And honestly, what does me being mean to you gain? It just reinforces your stereotype of us. So I just love that video. Like, I love that video. Y'all, there's something in my eye. For real. Like, what the fuck? Always towards the end of the show, there's something in my eye. I hate it. Yes, I love that video, and I wanted to share with y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed this podcast episode. This is number 3 of 2026. Maybe we in the right, we going in the right way. Stay tuned. Episode 4 of 2026 will be out in a week or two, and we might have another guest episode. I want to bring y'all a guest episode, a balance. You have Big Mama one week, somebody in Big Mama next week, Big Mama the following week, and somebody in Big Mama the following week after that. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to give y'all balance. 6, 7. If you have any comments, anything you want to hear, drop them below in the comments. Follow me at _Blunt Talk Podcast on Instagram. Don't forget to tell me your thoughts on Bridgerton, RIP. Don't forget to put in your comments what soft men era means for y'all, because I'm lost. And don't forget to check out Key. That is the girl I interviewed last week. So check out that video, but also check out her music. She has Suicide, Chemistry, Different Now. And her Instagram is QUI. Take a look at her and stay tuned. Another episode coming. Bye.